time.
Yes.
Come on, the
Well, some actually somber news, despite the enthusiasm.
but he was a legend.
Jason David Frank of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has
Power Rangers.
died at the age of 49. And what's more tragic is that it was suicide. So yeah, it's sad, despite him being part of our childhood. You know what I mean? This comes to us via Variety, and it says that Jason David Frank, the actor who originated the role of Tommy Oliver, aka the Green Ranger, in the Power Rangers franchise, died November 19th in Texas. He was 49 years old. Frank's death was confirmed to the Associated Press by his manager, Justine Hunt. No further details about the actor's death could be confirmed, but she asked for the privacy of his family and friends during this horrible time as we come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. One of his friends, just to quickly cut in, one of his friends has actually told another, I think the Hollywood Reporter, that it was suicide. So, yeah. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers premiered in 1993 on Fox Kids, airing for 3 years for a young audience enthused by its dynamic casting of kung fu savvy vigilantes. The Power Rangers franchise has continued across multiple iterations and adaptations in the years since, with Frank often returning to his role in the series, becoming a beloved figure among the fan base. Frank's character was initially introduced as an antagonist in the series, placed under a spell by the Power Rangers' nemesis Rita Repulsa. The Green Ranger is a deadly adversary to the team of heroes. Originally slated for a limited appearance, Frank ended up becoming a series regular due to the character's popularity among fans. After the Green Ranger is freed from Rita's mind manipulation, he is transformed into the White Ranger, a role that Frank fulfilled for 2 seasons that followed.
When Damien started watching it.
I just wanted to get into, born September 4th in Covina, California, Frank's legacy remains embedded in the World Karate Union Hall of Fame and Black Belt Hall of Fame. Frank's acrobatic abilities were no thanks to movie magic. The acclaimed actor was also an 8th degree black belt in karate and possessed experience with various other styles of martial arts, including Taekwondo, Judo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai. He first started learning karate at 4 years old and received his first black belt at the age of 12. In 1994, Frank began opening martial arts schools. At these dojos, Frank taught a new self-created system of fighting called Tosu Kundo, which translates to Way of the Fighting Fist, and incorporates many different martial arts styles. While Mighty Morphin Power Rangers wrapped, Frank met Koshi Rick Herbster, who became his longtime business partner. Together, they started running Rising Sun Karate Academy, where Frank remained an educator for the remainder of his life. There's a reason why I'm reading all of this. You'll see. Frank made his 2010 debut in the mixed martial arts ring at the U.S. Amateur Combat Association's first ever Lone Star Beatdown in Houston, Texas, where he won out against MMA fighter Jonathan the Mack Truck Mack in the first round. He started to receive MMA coaching from UFC lightweight Melvin Gillard a year prior to the fight. Most recently, Frank was set to star in an upcoming film from director Aaron Shinoke, was it? Yeah. Titled Legend of the White Dragon, the film would follow Frank as the eponymous warrior. Frank is survived by his 2 sons, Hunter and Jacob, and his 2 daughters, Sky and Jenna. So the reason why I wanted to read that was, I'm going to go first on this because of that. This is one of the reasons why he was so beloved in the Power Rangers. And in fact, I remember I was going to stop watching Power Rangers until he came on. His martial arts skills was ridiculous. And he had a style which it actually reminds me a lot of the Raid guy. What's his name?
Eco.
Yeah. In that he knows how to make it look realistic. That's what did it for me. He was so far so accurate, but he made it look like this is how he would actually look if he was fighting. Do you know what I mean? And although all of them knew martial arts, you saw that he knew it to a different level. Because I remember that the Red Ranger was the main guy.
He was my favorite for a while. And
then when he came on, I was like, yeah, forget the Red Ranger. This is the guy. Like that, he just took, and that's why he was only meant to be in there for a little while, and then they saw how popular he was, and then they left him in there. He's a series regular, and he was just a badass martial artist, and that's you know, that's always a big thing to me, and that's what got me to really like Power Rangers. All I'll say also is that hearing that it's suicide is you know, it's really, really sad. As we all know, everyone's fighting a battle that people don't know about. You know what I mean? So condolences to the family, and for any of yous out there that are suffering in silence, go talk to someone, please. Do not feel, especially if you're men, because suicide is among men, you know what I mean?
It's the most prominent.
Yeah. You know, do not feel you need to be strong and you know, it shows weakness if you talk to someone. That's bullshit. Just go and talk to someone, because I'm quite sure your friends and family will rather hear your story than go to your funeral. Do you know what I mean? So please talk to someone.
Unless you're bad.
Well, listen, just talk to someone. You know what I mean, and get the help that you need, because you know it's not about that.
Strength is talking.
Yeah. So Leon, first of all, because I know you got a lot to say.
I don't have a lot to say.
Okay.
But what I would say is, it's always bad.
Yeah.
It's always a horrible thing to hear suicide.
Yeah.
Because then you know someone's battling with something, and you know, us men, we're more aggressive. That's why we commit suicide.
That's why
more.
we're successful with it.
Yeah, because we're more aggressive with what we do. We're not like...
We won't take pills, we'll go and stab ourselves or shoot ourselves.
We're going to do something that's going to...
Jump off a building or stand in front of a train or something like that.
You know, nothing is worth that.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing. Like, you know, and he's left 4 kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, we're not putting any blame on him.
No.
Listen, we've all been there. We ain't even going to try and front. We've all been there.
Everyone's been to the point where they've contemplated it.
Yeah.
But you need to open your mouth, and you need to
chat to your people, man. Because your people would rather hear your story than go to your funeral. It's as simple as that. So
definitely.
Yeah, man. What about him as do you remember that? Did you used to
watch I used to watch. Well, you know what? My brother used to watch it a lot.
I could tell your brother used to watch it.
And then I used to watch it with him. But
because your mum wouldn't let you change the channel, I bet.
Well, just keep young kids quiet, innit? Like, because he was my younger brother.
Yeah.
So, but he was massive on the Power Rangers. I weren't so huge on the Power Rangers, but I did like it. But I feel, as it went on, it got stupid.
Yeah.
In the original days, it was nice. But then when they started one little knock on the knee and then, and it was, and there's an explosion and stuff.
Yeah.
I've chopped you in the knee. There's an explosion, and you're doing the.
Got very cheesy. I mean that. I actually. So when it started to get like that, I switched to VR Troopers. You remember VR?
I remember VR Troopers.
That was a little better, but then even that started getting cheesy.
That went the same way.
Yeah. And then I was like, done with all this.
It went the same way, but in the original Power Rangers, first couple of years, I was in. But you just don't know what people are going through, do you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damien, being a martial artist yourself, and I know you love the Power Rangers and the martial arts just as much as I did.
Yeah.
He still dresses as well.
I do.
What's your take on it?
I wasn't here last week. You know what? The first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the film, I remember going to the cinema to see that, and the reason why he was synonymous as a White Ranger for me, that was the first time I saw martial arts at the cinema.
Right.
And I think I was like 9 or 10, and when he does the kick, or it's like Liu Kang, where he's going sideways.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to know how to do that kick. I don't care if it can't be done. I want to do it. And after that, I just fell in love with the character, and I knew him as the Green Ranger, but the White Ranger replaced it for me.
Yeah.
But him as a person, as a martial artist, like the reason why he's so beloved in the Power Rangers sphere for all the fans is because there was never a time he would never stop and have a photo taken with someone.
Yes,
never a time he wouldn't
right.
do anything involved with Power Rangers. Like, if you go onto YouTube, all those little fight scenes, like I think one with Batman versus Wolverine and stuff like that. There's a few of them where actually are the White Ranger versus those guys, and they didn't get an actor for that. He went and did it.
Yeah,
and I don't get paid for those things. That's free. He went and did that. It's fan stuff, and he would go and do that because that's how much he loved the series. And like his MMA career, like when you get guys that are martial artists and are martial arts actors, and like, you know, I'm not saying anything to go, but when you go and say you can kill someone, you can do it. Like, I know Seagal was a bodyguard or whatnot for a while when he was being called by Putin, but Jason actually went up. He had 4 amateur fights. 2 of them were knockout first rounds. The other 2 were decisions. And then he one pro was a submission first round. He won all his fights. Okay, only 1 pro fight, 4 amateurs, but still, he went out there and put his training to the test. Which a lot of guys
just worked for the
do.
camera.
No, and he didn't do it when he was a young buck. He was 37 years old his first fight. 37. So like,
you could tell he comes from the old where we've come from, the old school of martial arts training, where you got bruck up. Like, not nowadays where you wear all your fancy padded and it's tip tap tap tap. No. Like, you get bruck
you're
up.
Sitting in a horse stance for an hour, and if you complain,
you get slapped.
But,
you know. Well,
he just, and there was so much about him as a person as well. I think the saddest thing is as well, like, I didn't know it was suicide on the way I came here. Because I found out he died on the weekend. Was it a weekend? Yeah, on the weekend. And I put it up on Twitter and stuff, and I was, it got me because I think maybe he was sick or whatnot. To find out it was suicide, I think that hit home even more. And again, going back to what you both said, it's something that you, especially this day and age, especially with men, you can talk about it. It's not something that should be taboo anymore. And on the other side of things, like, people that go through it shouldn't be demonized. You have no idea what's going through their mind. And trust me, you have to be at your absolute wit's end to make the decision to say, right, I'm done, and do that. So my heart goes out to the family. You know, he's got 4 kids. I understood he just got divorced this year as well, his second divorce. So he's gone through quite a few things. But as a martial artist and as, like, you know, a person that stood for what the Rangers were for kids and the rest of it, nothing but respect from him. So
100%.
That's
100%. So, guys, that's unfortunately we're reporting on the death of Jason. David Frank. How do you remember him? Do you remember him as the Green Ranger as I do, or do you remember him as the White Ranger as he does?
I'm gonna make a racist opinion.
Right, not even raised into it. Leave some comments down below and let us know what you think of him, please.